Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we're back for another Friday filled with Modern. And we actually have usual co-host John Brown on stream for round one. So we're going to get this going. I am joined by current defending champion, Matt Wise.
Defending champion that may not be defending too much longer.
You guys are good to go. Oh, this isn't on. You're good to go. Yeah, I should start a clock. John's been chomping at the bit to play, so this should be fun.
The card that I'm excited to see the most in John's deck is the Wandering Emperor. I haven't seen that card actually hit a Modern table yet, and I know John's packing 3 of them.
He's pretty excited about it. The thing about John's deck is it does have a shit ton of removal, but I think it's mostly just spot removal.
Normally, against Affinity, I wouldn't like a large amount of spot removal, but this version of Affinity really does have 2 or 3 cards that actually do big things.
Like just demand an answer. Yeah. Yeah, John getting some free cards off this. What is this? What do they call this new blue Springleaf drum?
Prototype Moonsphere prototype, one of the 2.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, one was played. John drew a card. This is in every deck that John's ever played.
I mean,
don't get little Thraben Inspector.
Thraben Inspector, I think, was by far one of the most underrated cards in Humans.
Oh my god, you couldn't even find a clue token? Come on, John. He gives other people shit for not having the correct tokens, so.
Didn't he make a bunch of clue tokens?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So John definitely has a Solitude in hand. Oh, thanks, dude.
It is right. You'll like it.
This one placed in Fort Wayne that you're talking about?
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. I recognize the can. Yeah, so prismatic ending on the sphere.
He's thinking to attack the mana here. I don't know. How do you feel about that play?
I mean, he could turn 3 drop a Nettle Cyst and go off, which is, I think, what John's just trying to slow down.
Oh, he remembered the card draw. Look at that. Way to go, John. I was looking at his deck, and my thought was, I don't know. I'm concerned about card advantage, but then he just plays a 1-drop on turn 1 and has already drawn 2 cards off of it. So here we are. All right,
Go ahead.
Yeah. This is the new one, right? Where you get to search for a plains. The new saga.
Yeah, I only know what the first saga trigger does. I don't know what the second one does or what the flip side is.
Let's figure that out. I should know this. I actually have it in my league pool.
I know it has some sort of recursion to do with the middle part, but I forget what.
Yeah, it's you get back a 2-drop, I believe. But it's a permanent, and then it turns into a 3/4 vigilant that when it attacks you make a 1/1.
I mean, that sounds like a John Brown card.
Yeah. Lots of value. He likes value. He likes value over actual advantage. He's a weird guy that way.
Mm-hmm.
He also really likes discarding cards. Like for no reason. Just if it's like pay 4 mana, discard a card. He's like, ooh, like he's already intrigued.
I bet Key to the City, was that his card?
Oh god, he loves that card. Like he still thinks that somehow it's modern playable somewhere. He just hasn't figured it out yet. John's like, I get to draw a card too. No, no, it's making him pay extra. Okay.
So it looks like he drew a Saga, and I couldn't tell what the other card was.
Oh, yeah, we'll get a look at the hand here. He's got an Urza, a Saga, and it never fails. As soon as you go to the hand cam, they put down their hand. It's just kind of how it works. What do you think of that Fruit Shooter Grande over there?
Oh, this is great. I've been into sours ever since you turned me on to them outside of Cerulean. This is definitely my jam.
Yeah, it's hard to find good ones. This place in Fort Wayne, Dot and Line, is amazing. I love everything that they make. I actually last time I was there, I ordered their Czech Pilsner.
What?
Just because it's so boring, I wanted to see if there was anything that I would dislike. That is the White March, yes.
Yeah. So that hits Saga, huh?
Yeah, it destroys an enchantment, artifact, or creature with converted mana cost X, or exiles with converted mana cost X, and it's white and X. And so yeah, and you can also pitch white cards to it to cheapen the ability a little bit. Really good card. And I think it's going to see more and more modern play. It's like having extra copies of the Prismatic Ending, honestly. And being able to hit Sagas for 1 mana is just crazy. And it's instant speed.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, Mike's best way to get back in this game was just create another one.
Yeah, he's just going to get no value from these Sagas.
Especially since he still has a Solitude in hand. So as soon as he does start to make big tokens, at least one of them's gone.
All right, now he's got the 3/4. It does not have haste, I don't believe, so he's gonna not be able to attack with that right away. And honestly, him hitting those lands is gonna make this little 1/1 draw even more cards. You would have to think.
Yeah, I mean this version of Affinity has a lot of 3-drops and 4-drops. It's trying to capitalize off of that extra mana you're making from the 8 Springleaf Drums. So him being still on 2 will now have tapped 3rd land.
John's going to make a 1/1?
Or is he bringing in...
I got to be honest. I don't know why nobody else plays this card.
The castle?
The White Castle? The White Castle? Yeah, man. The card's just so good. And nobody plays like real land destruction anymore, so I feel like you can just kind of get away with it. Can be a real problem for a lot of decks in the field, I think.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Another thing, was that this turn that this flipped?
I think it was last turn.
Okay.
Yeah, because he just swung in with it right there.
Oh, that's right.
How he got the spirit.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, John loves 1/1s. 1-power creatures, like he likes to take the slow way.
That's why with him having a 1 of Hex Parasite in here, I don't know why he didn't put in a black land or 2 and also put in the white card that makes spirits and flashes back for spirits.
I actually hate that card in the deck.
Hex Parasite?
I just don't think it does any. I think that he just likes the card and just kind of had a spot and he didn't know what to do with it, and so he's just like Hex Parasite. I actually hate the card in the deck. I don't think it does anything.
So did he drop in Urza? I must have missed. He must have dropped in Urza and on the ETB effect Solitude the Urza.
Correct.
Okay.
And so we've got the token in play, and that is the problem with having all these little 1/1s. It's not the easiest to get through this.
Pop the clue. So Mike's way into this game is to resolve a Nettle Cyst to combine with the Construct and the equipment that's already out. Or to resolve an Urza and then just get a bunch of card advantage turn after turn while John just can't close things out.
Well, he's got a lot of card advantage in hand. And this was the issue I had with John's deck, because he's basically playing mono white control And the problem with mono white control is you don't really have any card advantage. And we're seeing that now. And he's letting, I mean, this little 1/1 is getting him all of his card advantage. He just lets him draw a card off this. Yeah, and he's just going to get outcarded here pretty fiercely, I think.
Doesn't he have another Thought Monitor in hand?
He has another one in hand. What is this one?
I think that's his own Esper Sentinel.
Oh, okay.
Just the showcase art for it.
Yeah, this is weird. We kind of got this. Make a 1/1, John. No. There we go. We got this weird board state where it feels like nothing's really going to happen for a minute. We got a little bit of a stall. Those flyers are going to mean something. John can't find an answer. All right, and this is the new channel Oblivion Ring.
Yeah, he was pretty high on this one. Always be a live card. Which, yeah, gets rid of the token. I asked him what made that card better than other cards if it's similar effect printed recently, and he was really high on it stopping sweepers. I don't see anything like that coming out of Michael's deck. However, it does play Dispatch. So we'll be able to hide something from a Dispatch by flickering it.
Okay.
Isn't nothing.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think mostly he's just going to use it as the Oblivion Ring.
yeah. So combat math doesn't seem like it should be as hard as it's playing out.
Okay. Yeah, this card just looks so terrible.
I guess we'll see how good it is.
It's not very good. I mean, I played it in the Mardu Death Shadow deck, and it wasn't even good there, where actually losing life is a positive thing, and it didn't really play out well there. So the effect that it does doesn't really have any effect on a modern game, I don't think. And this is where Mike is no longer nickel and diming.
Is that a new Tezzeret?
That is, it does look like a new Tezzeret.
So if he resolves Urza, he could then just tap his artifacts to play Tezzeret, and then I just don't see how turn after turn after turn he doesn't just clean this game.
Yeah. And really, it's just the card advantage. I mean, John needs to have a sweeper.
Thought Monitor is such a strong card.
Oh yeah, it's so good. Ooh, even shocking.
So what's he want the white mana for so bad? Because he has almost unlimited access to blue mana. Another Esper Sentinel.
You talking about on Mike's side?
Yeah, for him to shock that fountain in. No, he just played another Moonsphere.
Did he just have no basic planes, maybe?
Well, I mean, like, he could tap any one of his artifacts for blue mana.
Sure.
There's the Tezzeret.
Okay.
I guess that means that he can equip his, yeah.
Did he pay the extra one, or John missing that trigger?
He tapped 2 Mem Knights, Moonsphere. No, he did not pay an extra one.
Hmm.
So the new Tezzeret, I'm gonna have to look that one up. I know it's +1 is draw 2, discard 2, unless you discard an artifact card. But its middle ability, it looks like he used.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what this one does.
Tezzeret Betrayer of Flesh, -2, target artifact becomes an artifact creature. If it isn't a vehicle, it has base power toughness 4/4. So trying to think like what he made the 4/4. I guess he could have made the construct the 4/4, and then have the 10 to represent the amount of plus counters it gets. I don't know.
John, what do you take it out with another march there? What do you hit that with?
I think that's
with the Hex Parasite?
Oh yeah, he paid life to Hex Parasite it.
Well, I guess it did a thing. Got rid of a very large token. And it's just going to be so hard for John to attack from this point forward.
Mike is saying that he made a 7/11 vehicle creature permanently. Did we miss something? He has a 7/11 vehicle out there?
If he did target the vehicle that's in play, then yes.
Is the thing that's beside the two thought mines?
Yeah, that is a 7/11 vehicle. Did he downtick the?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see him target that.
In my mind, that just looks like the art for Sojourner's Companion.
Okay, no, definitely not Sojourner's Companion. So if he did in fact downtick on that, then he does have a 7/11 creature in play, which is kind of gross.
Field of Ruin.
Give him more mana. This is weird timing.
In this type of board state, yeah, he's just gonna activate Urza a bunch of times.
John, hit him for the trigger, man. This does cast, right?
Yes.
So John should be hitting him with the Sentinel trigger.
Swings in to 7/11.
Yeah, Randy, I think that John's missed a couple triggers off that Esper Sentinel.
Our second main phase after combat.
Man, this is a boring ass deck to watch, man. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
The Affinity deck?
No, just yeah. Especially when you against you got a player with like unlimited chump blockers, like There's this is kind of rough.
Well, he's gonna make a Urza Saga token eventually. It's not this game.
Yeah.
Well, we've definitely reached the point of the game where drawing these Moon Snare prototypes might actually end up be pretty clutch. And he has enough artifacts out where he only has to attack with a few creatures that actually matter and just get a lot of the chump blockers out of the way. Especially in front of this thing with trample. They block, he bounces it, get all the damage through.
Another Sentinel. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Micah. He needs something big.
Or at least with this, his goats card, his goat generating card would at least be neat.
Yeah, it's not in this deck.
Yeah.
But you gotta give it to John for staying true to his roots because he loves these tiny creatures, like absolutely loves them.
Old Nettle Cyst on the flyer. All right, well,
Man,
John
scooping him up.
All right.
Let's see what they got in the sideboards. Specifically John, because you figure that Mike's not going to do a whole lot different than what he did in game one.
Yeah, there's not a lot you can bring in against that sort of plan that John has.
Oh, Stony Silence seems good.
Yeah, I wondered how long it was going to be until people started running Stony Silence.
He just brought in 3 Stony Silence. I love it. I love it.
Well,
that can win.
Throughout the history of modern Magic, Affinity has always fluctuated based off of what people's sideboards were like, right?
Yeah.
So I guess this is just another instance of that.
Yeah, and I was supposed to get here and help John with his sideboard this week and never really got here. And so he's not the best at building sideboards, so he's probably got definitely an old school mentality on it. And he probably, if I would have been here to help him, he would not have 3 Stony Silences in his sideboard. But since I was not here to help him, it's going to help him in this matchup because those are going to be brutal for John or for Mike.
It is, but at the same time, it's not as punishing as it could be because like this doesn't have any artifact lands.
Yeah.
As far as Affinity goes, and he's instead of dropping Cranial Plating and then doing nothing with it, he's dropping Nettle Cyst.
Yeah.
Which at least makes a creature from it entering the battlefield. But still,
so when he was talking about this deck, I thought like what Micah said, how all he has is tiny creatures. I actually I made the mention that like he's just gonna stall at the game so long that he should play the what's the big ass white creature that like gives all their shit -2 and all your shit +2/+2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
It's an angel, right? Maybe not.
I don't know. But yeah, the big ass white chick. Like I was like, you should just play that thing. And he did indeed have the mana to cast it. Elish Norn is what I was thinking. Elish Norn with all those little 1-drops he had in play, it could have been brutal. And it would have killed Mike's entire board.
Field.
Yeah, Elish Norn.
Animated vehicle. And his deck definitely has the ability to stall until it gets there. All that removal.
Yeah, I think that the Resto Angel in his deck was something he really needed to draw in the last game. That could have been a lot of value. There was definitely a window where he could have gotten in with the flyer, and just being able to, like, you know, blink your elemental and take out some extra creatures for value.
John has so many piles going on right now. I can't tell what he's trying to take out, what he wants to keep. So he's taking out one Esper Sentinel, one Thuribin Inspector, as well as a couple other cards.
Just all the removal.
I mean, he has a bunch.
Five drop Gideon.
Hey, that's not bad. How well do you like the Gideon, the Black Blade Gideon, the most recent one?
Yeah, I don't like that one at all.
You don't
No,
like
I haven't liked it. I've really only seen it though in mostly like Cube, and I don't know, man. Like, I've generally not liked. So I never liked like a Johnny's, and the problem I always had with a Johnny's is they're only good if you have a creature, if you have a creature in play, and I feel like that Gideon Blackblade is kind of the same. Like, you don't get the value from it if you don't have a threat in play, and part of it's just the way I play. I mean, I don't have creatures in play generally, so if something demands that I have a creature in play, I probably am never going to play that.
John's deck, though, has a ton of small creatures.
Oh, it's got a ton of small creatures for sure.
Another John card that I'm just surprised isn't in this deck is the Flip Gideon, the one that starts as the 1-drop creature.
Oh, he just hates the card, and rightly so, because if you've ever played that card, it's terrible. Like, that card just does not perform like you would think it should. All right, well, he's got what he needs, which is turn 2 Stony Silence, which I wish we had face cams, because I really want to see Mike's face when he sees Stony Silence.
I couldn't quite tell if there's a Springleaf Drum effect in his hand.
It's always Mike plays a lot of foils. There is now.
There is now. Plays the Esper Sentinel.
All right, so he's going to draw a card off of the Stony Silence, but John should be okay with that. It's probably going to be a pretty worthless card. Oh. Okay, he's waiting on the Stony Silence?
So,
or
I don't think Mike drew a card there.
Did he? At
least if...
Oh, he didn't have a Plains. The castle came in tapped, so it's going to be a turn 3 Stony Silence.
He's trying to do math for the... Yeah.
Passa! And Mike cries.
Now he could still cast his Thought Cast right now, but that's all he'd be doing.
Yeah. Draw some cards. He can attack with his 1/1.
And with the March right now, I don't think there's a lot that Mike will draw that'll interact with that Stony Silence out on the board. With the Marches that John plays in his deck, he turns the other Stony Silence he draw.
The good news for Mike is that he does do a lot of things that give him a lot of value
Mm-hmm.
just for having artifacts. So I do think he still gets a lot of value from, well, I mean, the fact that he could never actually activate any of these things is going to be a problem, but I mean, it's not all lost for him. And John is stuck on lands here too.
Yeah, the Stony Silence player cut off 2.
All right, we're going to see the Urza. The token's going to be pretty big. John will probably just march the token. Oh, he's going to path. Oh, he's pathing the token? That's certainly interesting.
Or so 2 cards were removed from play from 1 card.
What did I just miss here?
Like, because he moved the token off to the side, and now Urza's gone.
Oh,
Like, he put Urza.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So he was doing it.
He was saying in response to the token. Got it. Because the token's not long for this world either.
With that Solitude in play. Sorry, with that Solitude in John's hand.
Yeah, and he has a march also, which,
Solitude only hits creatures, right?
it only hits creatures. Yeah. You know what I really love? I really love the first line on the Tezzeret with Stony Silence on play is kind of hilarious.
Yeah. Here's a bunch of words that no longer matter.
I also found out that this card's kind of weird because, like, you can't really use it all that well with artifact mana. Because if you, like, tap your artifact for mana, that's the first activate ability of an artifact that you've used.
Really?
Yeah, so
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so it's not something you can really just like ramp out and then like abuse using artifact mana, which is makes it kind of weird.
So Urza's back.
Yeah, he's a pesky little bitch. John's gonna need to do something about that.
Cute land that was just drawn.
Yeah. Here's a land that's an artifact and nothing else. Ugh.
Oh, I thought I saw a Darksteel Citadel.
Yeah,
My
you
bad.
did see a Darksteel Citadel, but he had this one in hand apparently already. Yeah, the Stony Silence not looking great here just because he's making all of his mana with Urza.
Yeah. And as much as I hate to say it, all the spot removal too, because each time he's using it, he's getting rid of half a card.
Yeah, yep. He's just getting out carded, which is basically what we saw in game 1.
And some lands would help. 2 Solitudes and can't tell a third card.
It's the Kithkin,
Oh yeah.
the level up guy. Oh. Thank you. So many things.
Pitching the Kithkin.
Probably to get rid of the Urza here.
He never gets to ult this Tezzeret. That just turns any live Urza he draws into just drawing so much cards. Because it could ult right now if you wanted to. You get an emblem with whenever an artifact you control becomes tapped, draw a card.
Ugh. Is it May? Because he might mill
himself. Yeah. No, there is no May. Portable hole.
And John's scooping him up.
Well,
so a clean 2-0 for Mike here, and disappointing return to action for John. And to be fair, he has not had a lot of time to test out the new look on this deck here. I would say that Mike is correct. A little too heavy on the small creatures. And needs a little bit more card advantage, which is always the problem with mono white.
I know he was talking a lot about that new dog that just came out, the 2 mana for the 1.
Yeah.
Just draw.
Yeah, and especially with him playing like we saw Resto Angel, and like it just makes sense that you would have something like that. And I was surprised if you're going to play little creatures, something that gets you further into the deck, because you're kind of playing a control end and then a super hyper aggro end, and there's just no good for the control end. There's just no good control finisher. If it was pretty easy there for Mike to just flood the board, and John just couldn't get through with anything.
All right. Well,
that's going to do it for round 1. So stay tuned. We'll be back pretty shortly with round 2. And this is just one of 2 modern events that we got coming at you tonight. So stay tuned. Yeah, Randy. Elspeth's Sun Champion would be good too. It would give him even more small creatures.
We never got to see the Wandering Emperor, which is what
we did not. And he was really excited about that. It makes flyers. Is that right? Or no? I don't know. It makes dudes. But yeah, he was excited about that. We didn't get to see it, so that could have been something. Anyway, we'll be back in just a minute. All right, we're back for round 2. Going to be getting underway in just a few seconds here. So we got Dice Tron versus Dredge. What do you think about this, Matt?
Well, the things that this, what used to be called like Dice Factory deck that Isaiah is playing, that used to have going for it, is it played a bunch of copies of Chalice of the Void and played cards like Surge Node to like adjust, how many counters you really wanted on the Chalice of the Void. But Ron doesn't give a shit about that.
No.
He's just gonna dredge cards.
No, unless you can like kind of like turn 1 Chalice on 2, he doesn't really give a shit.
Yeah, so like the things that it has to like get under the meta is not going to help him in this matchup. It's going to be like which deck can go off first. And Isaiah's deck can go off fast, but it also has a ton of hands that it'll draw that don't do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it has Tron in the deck.
Ron has this thing on stream where he mulligans, you can either say aggressively or just is forced to mulligan a lot. And another thing is he has the worst dredges on camera. I mean, just horrific. So let's see if it follows suit.
Now, I know he does not like Urza Saga against his Dredge deck, but he was only really sad against it, or didn't hate it against it, because against me, I always got the Shadow Spear and was just able to attack for days. With Constructs in my Affinity decks. And even though this Dice Tron deck plays Urza Saga, it does not play the Shadow Spear. So,
Okay. And I know we talked because he lost to you in the finals, correct?
mhm.
And there was talk after the Invitational that he really needed shenanigans in his deck. And I'm curious to see whether or not he has shenanigans now in the 75.
Yeah, that one would seem so much of a no-brainer. I was shocked when it was never in. And
It
he
was-
played like one Ancient Grudge? Why would
Yeah.
that deck play more than one Ancient Grudge?
Yeah, I mean, he just wasn't. Oh my God, what's he?
Is that a
I'm
mull
not-
5?
I think he's going to 4.
No.
Yeah, this is rough. This is a rough start for Ron. But you know what? This is what happens every time.
So I guess I'll pre-educate the audience a bit. What Isaiah is trying to do with his Dice Tron deck is play a bunch of mana rocks like Chalice of the Void and Astral Cornucopia, up them with Surge Node and Core Tapper, and then play Paradox Engine, which reads whenever you cast a spell, untap all non-land permanents you control, and then using it with card advantage engines like Mystic Forge to storm through his entire deck because his entire deck has no color.
This looks like a really good hand for Ron, even at 4.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, keeping the one lander. Oh no, those are
the things in his hand.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, you got to keep the land, I think, right? Nope. This is a mulligan to 3. I thought he was. I thought he was quite deep there. Yeah, this is a mulligan to 3.
So he
needs to draw land, and he did it right off the bat. Okay, this is a perfect hand then. If ever there was a perfect 3-card opening hand, this is it.
And then he's got a Stinkweed in hand. Did he have a pitch effect?
He does. He has Cathartic Reunion, so he's going to go off on this next turn. And there's the card that you said he doesn't want to see.
In his mind, he doesn't want to see Saga, but in all reality, there's nothing about Saga in this game that scares him.
Okay.
The only creatures that
Now,
this deck plays.
What he really needs here is to not have the dredges that he normally has on stream, because that would be catastrophic.
He is about to dredge into lands and like
That's
one Narcomoeba.
That's normally what he does. Narcomoeba with nothing else. Yeah. All right, and here's the Cathartic Reunion. I'm going to pitch his entire hand.
Drum roll, please.
And he needs to dredge into a dredger, ideally.
It's 5 looks.
Oh my God, it's like you called it. Well, he gets another 5 looks.
I mean, Dredge 5 is the highest in Modern right now, right?
It is, yep.
Yeah.
You were wrong. He gets 2. Oh God.
And then he straight up draws a card for his last one. Yes, of course, because there's no dredge. Good job, Matt.
And what did he draw there? Was that another Cathartic Reunion?
Yeah, I think so.
No, it's the Ox. Okay.
Oh, it actually isn't great.
No, it's horrible in his hand.
Because he can't cast it for days.
Yeah. Ugh.
I'm surprised he didn't get map. He has access to map in this deck.
What is this thing that he just played?
This is Surge Node, and just with 6 charge counters on it, he can pay 1 and tap it to move a charge counter to something else. So he can't just use the floating mana and move it over to the Everflowing Chalice right now and have it be a mana rocket 2. Or if he plays down a Chalice of the Void on 1, he can then move it up to 2 right away.
Which would actually be kind of good here.
Because a lot of Dredge's 1-drops is like Dark Blast. What's Dark Blast going to do in this matchup?
Yeah, nothing. I really hope that Ron has the shenanigans in his sideboard, because he's going to need them.
Okay, so plays the Astral Cornucopia for nothing. Pays a mana to move a charge counter over to it. Still play All right, Mystic Forge.
All right, and this allows you to play artifacts off the top?
Yep, artifacts and colorless spells.
Okay.
So he gets to play as Planeswalkers, Little Karn, and Little Urza. Not Little Urza, Little...
Does it play the Great Creator?
Yeah.
Okay.
To search for its combo pieces.
We got Ron. We just passed it back again. Well, he could hard cast an imp.
That's probably better than just keeping it in hand to dredge away later.
Yeah, like I feel like if your plan is I'm just going to wait until I have to discard a hand size so I can dredge again, that does not seem like a winning line.
Because if he does, he might as well discard the Ox.
Yeah, indeed.
But Isaiah being able to untap right now with his card advantage, enabler out there, this is going to be a huge turn for him. There's a very good chance that Ron won't get another turn.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He just drops. He drops Paradox Engine right now, and then a 0 drop. So here's Paradox Engine. So each spell he casts right now will untap all his non-land permanents, which is his 2 mana rocks in the search node. He just needs a 0 drop, like another Astral Cornucopia.
Has he even looked at he didn't even look at the top.
I think he did after draw. So yeah, he has.
He does have a chalice.
Yeah, he could have stormed off right now, unless he doesn't view his other card in hand. Yeah, his other card in hand is the 6-drop.
Ugin.
Yeah, Ugin. Which is another, keep the top card off your library and just make your stuff cheaper. Now, if he can't go off here, should never play this deck again.
I think that would be a good idea anyway.
All right, yeah, he got the storm counter out now.
Why is the storm counter necessary here?
The main win condition of the deck is Aetherflux Reservoir.
Oh, okay.
And just Death Star his opponent in the face. In the D&D game right outside the room here, they're playing the Jeopardy song, which is I think going to be very convenient.
Wait, shouldn't he tap all of his mana before casting a spell?
Yeah, he did. He's adding mana to the bottom left corner.
Oh, so it taps
the float mana.
Untaps non-land permanents?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
And so Isaiah is stacking it right. He's casting a spell with the trigger on this stack. He's looking at the top card and deciding if he wants to excel it or not. And then he untaps everything. If he didn't untap his Mystic Forge there. It's like he has access to the Urza in hand.
Map, nice little shuffle effect to go with this. What is this 4-drop? Yeah, if you don't like the card on top, you can shuffle them up. That's kind of cool.
From where he's at now, it's really hard for him to run into as many lands in a row as it takes. Especially with the tome out now. So the tome is tap it, put a scry card, or tap it, pay 2. She has a butt ton of mana to draw a card. He will not fizzle from this combo. Unless he just misses triggers. I mean, he's not moving his storm counter up. It's apparently in his mind only one spell's been cast this turn.
Yeah, that's no good. Should count him.
He's played 1, 2, 3. He's played.
Yeah, we'll keep it for him because I mean the storm counter is not like a missed trigger. It's actually a thing.
4.
So this is 4.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 Mize Main Tomes, a map, and an Everflowing Chalice.
Yes.
Is that right?
Okay.
And he's got it.
He remembers. Yep. So there's the win condition. Oh no. Isaiah's borrowing my deck that he's playing right now. I just forgot the two main cards from the sideboard that I didn't put back in there for him are two welding jars, which are really big when you're trying to protect your only win condition, which is Ether Flux Reservoir. Well,
that's
fine. Shenanigans.
Yeah, Ron's seen enough. And you know what? We've seen enough too. Oh my god. This is atrocious, man. You actually play this deck?
Yeah, it reminds me of KCI. That's why I built it and I used to like it. But the thing is, with KCI, you could like demonstrate an infinite loop to make your opponent scoop, right?
Yeah.
With this, you just have to dirtle for weeks.
You can bore your opponent into scooping with KCI. Yeah, well, maybe with this deck too. So I gotta ask, man. I just gotta ask since you're back here. Could you have beat Ron that quickly?
Well, I mean, we have footage of it. We can always go back, right?
No. With this deck, because for a guy who's not very familiar with the deck, I mean, and him having that long jerk off turn, I mean, like he seemed to navigate it pretty well. I mean, he kept up with his own storm count, even though he had to go back to do it. I mean, he got there.
So there was a modern league here a little bit ago. In fact, you played in it. The most recent one that like only lasted a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Isaiah played this deck one of the nights, so he has a little bit of prior experience, and he remembers a lot of his triggers. The hardest part for a lot of people that try to pilot this deck is you cast a spell, it triggers the Paradox Engine to untap everything. If your Mystic Forge is untapped, you can look at the top card, still get rid of it if it's a land before the untap effect, then untap it, and look again to try and get another land. And he was able to do that. So
I will say I give Isaiah shit more than anybody, and I give everybody shit. And Isaiah gets more of it than anybody. And I'm gonna actually pay him a compliment right now. He is just probably the most technically sound player in the area. I mean, he's just in general, he doesn't miss triggers. You know, and I would say the same about you. I mean, as far as triggers, you don't miss triggers. Like ever, really.
Until I play Altar of the Brood on stream.
Altar of the Brood?
Yeah, I played that blue-red, turn stuff into Artifact and Steal It deck a couple months ago, and I played Altar of the Brood in it, and I was like, play a land, miss trigger, play a land, miss trigger, play a land, miss trigger.
I just feel like Isaiah could really just play anything, like you could just hand him a deck and he'd do pretty well with it.
Well, here we talked about Ron possibly changing his sideboard against artifacts and such, and we didn't even bother to look at it.
Really? So he didn't even look at the sideboard?
No, I'm saying like we didn't bother to look at it.
No, we were too busy.
We
were too busy praising Isaiah. God, we'll never make that mistake again. Jesus Christ.
Well,
what's the world coming to? Well, if he did bring it in, it's not in his opening hand. I've talked a lot of shit about this card that he's casting right now. I think it's Otherworldly Gaze. But it would have helped him a lot in that last game. Okay. End up being a 1-mana Lightning Helix. To the face.
So Isaiah didn't put down any of his 0-drop artifacts. He must be afraid of artifact destruction off the bat.
I don't think you can be afraid against Dredge.
I mean,
they're not going to be afraid of Graveyard Hate from you. I mean,
Isaiah does have Tormod's Crypt. He could.
He's also got a big fucking head right in the way of his hand. Like every time. Jesus Christ. Come on, Isaiah. Just a little to the left. I can almost see his hand better from the main cam than I can from the hand cam. This is embarrassing. Right. Does Ron have the cathartic reunion or that type of effect? He's got another unworldly gaze.
I think that's going to be his play until he gets into a big draw effect. We'll have to pay attention to if he puts a card on top. The other
What do you think of this double saga start?
Well, again, he gets to go get Everflowing Chalice off it and put it out, which then
and then put a counter on it with the
counter on it, so it's not the. All right, Ancient Grudge.
Okay.
Sorry, Isaiah, I forgot about the welding jars.
I have to talk to Ron after this, see where he's at with shenanigans, because shenanigans would just be gross.
Oh, this matchup would be over.
If he just dredged shenanigans every turn, he would basically not be able to lose.
What mana did? Oh, he floated a mana before it got destroyed, so that then he had a mana to move it over.
Okay.
Isaiah's deck only needs one solid mana rock, but yeah, with the Ancient Grudge, it's not happening for a while. To be fair, though, Dredge isn't doing anything to clock him right now.
No, he needs a Dredger in play, and I don't remember what the flashback is for this otherworldly gaze card. But he really needs to get something going.
There's a case that Isaiah could have gotten map here. Use the mana floating in the other Urza saga to go get another land. Unless he plays a land right now.
I would look at his hand, which is going to be a head. Ah!
So Isaiah needs to tap his... Okay. He hasn't done it yet. Okay, he had the land in hand, so... So plays the Astral Cornucopia with 1 mana on it. Uses it to put a counter on.
Okay. All right. Apparently the flashback is
doing it before his draw to try and set up a good, sweet draw.
Yeah, he wants to set up a dredge here. Is what he wants to do. Don't think it's a dredger, but I do think he gets a. It's the life gain version. Yeah, the life gain version of Cathartic Reunion, which already has a Cathartic Reunion. Interesting. Keeping the land on top.
It wants the land.
Okay, so that was end step.
How do you grudge as well?
Yeah, he didn't.
Okay, yeah, he did do upkeep before draw. Faking us out with the untap.
Yeah. Yeah, when you do things before your draw step, it does get confusing about where you're at in the turn. All right, is this a dangerous moment for Ron?
I mean, because Isaiah, if he has land,
because he is losing lands but he's got all this artifact mana.
Yeah, so he's stayed the same on mana. If he
tell you what, John's 3 Stony Silences would be good against Isaiah.
Yeah, his deck can't beat Stony Silence at all. Besides just trying to Urza Saga his way to victory with the tokens. That's all it does. You know what I should have done when Isaiah said, what decks do you have, Matt? I want to play something of yours tonight. I should have just not even mentioned this deck.
Yeah, that would have been good.
That's on my bad. I'll take the all. Paradox Engine, if he has... does not have the zero drop, so Ron gets another chance to respond. Could we... Yeah, let's go over to their hands. All right, so he gets his Dredger in the graveyard. That's nice.
Yeah, and he also has the Ox.
And we get to see Isaiah's head.
Yeah, it's always a good view of the large melon there. All right, so starting off with the Dredge, and hopefully this is going to be a good turn for Ron. Okay.
He needs to Dredge for like an Ancient Grudge, another one, and hit that Paradox engine.
Well, now I think he had the Cathartic Reunion in hand, so now he also has some fuel to pair with that, with the Dredger here. Get a couple guys back. Not the craziest thing ever, but it's getting it going. Andy has the Ox, so I almost wonder if it's not better to Cathartic Reunion. He does have 2 prized amalgams in hand, so he could pitch the Dredger and the prized amalgam, one of the prized amalgams, or even this life. I can't remember. I never remember what this fucking zombie's called, but it's the life. Silver smoke ghoul or something like that. Yeah. All right. Let's do it. Worst dredges ever. Oh my god. And he's pissed. And he should be.
He had some decent dredges game 1, but that one, yikes.
Yeah. This is what I'm talking about every time. And he's gonna blame us, and he should, because it's our fault.
Yep.
Like every time he's on here, this shit happens. Well, he can bring back the Ox. But he didn't have a Dredger, so it's going to be bad. It'd just be draw 3. Ugh.
And as sad as it is, this might be Ron's last turn, with Isaiah having the Inventor's Fair out. If he has a 0-drop in hand, he can search for whatever cards he needs, plays the 0-top, drop, untap, play it, and just storm off to win. The main card he's missing right now is Mystic Forge for the card advantage. Oh, did he just Ox?
Yeah, he Oxed,
he's
but
Oxing.
It's discard. The Ox is discard.
His hand and then draw 3, so he's gonna get to see.
Okay, so he is gonna get more chances with Dredgers, and if he just hits one more Dredger, this could be disgusting.
Yep, there's another Stinkweed.
Okay, this is going to be Isaiah's going to have to win on his. He's going to have to win on his next turn.
Yeah, otherwise he's just getting slapped for his life total.
All right, and he's got the Thug too, so this is going to be a full Dredge. I think he needs to hit a Creeping Chill to really put the full punishment on Isaiah.
There it is.
All right.
So that's all the Silver Smoke Ghouls too. Yeah, Isaiah's got to get it here or get chunked.
So what do you think the chances are?
I mean, if he has Great Creator in play, he could also Great Creator then slam down a Ensnaring Bridge, and we just cry back here behind our mics. We'll just be sitting here forever.
Yeah, that would be terrible. Let's hope that that's not the case.
No Great Creator Bridge, please.
Let's pretend that we can see. It's Great Creator. Are you fucking kidding me?
Why did I say it?
What are we doing with our lives? No. Oh my God. Why did I even ask you?
I mean, Isaiah's got his head in his hands like he can't do it. Whenever he when he plays the Great Creator, he gets his 3 mana back.
Yeah.
So he pays one of his own lands. Unless he's trying to think of a way to win right now. Well, unless Isaiah thinks he can go off right now. Three, 4, So he has access to 5 mana. He could always sideboard to get his other piece, the Mystic Forge, if he wants to try and storm off. He doesn't have a lot of other untap or clear the top of the deck effects. Yeah, so he's just trying to win now.
All right.
Which is the better of the two options for us, I guess.
For us, is it the best for him?
I mean, winning is winning.
Sure. I just don't know. What do you think the likelihood of him going off is here?
I mean, it's all about what the other two cards are in his hand.
And of course, he's not going to let us see that. Oh, there's a blast
zone. That's not going to do it.
Another Mystic Forge.
Well, that's the Mystic Forge you search for. I think the other one's a Core Tapper, but I can't quite tell. Core Tapper is just going to add more mana. I guess he could always play it on.
Did he already downtick the Karn?
Yes.
Okay, that's where he got the Mystic Forge.
Mm-hmm. I mean, one play that he has is to play the Core Tapper if there is a Core Tapper in his hand, and uptick the Blasting Zone on 3.
Mm-hmm.
Blasting Zone on 3
just gets rid of a lot of Ron's board. Yeah, that gives him another shot at it.
Because of course, I mean, he also Isaiah has no 3-drops in play. So Ron's trying to keep a dice in the middle of the field to help with something that
I don't think it guarantees him. Like, even if he wipes all the 3-drops, he could still die on the next turn.
Uh-huh. Especially with Conflagala in the graveyard.
Yep. And the chance to hit Creeping Chills. What do we see here?
I think it was a Spine of Ishaw.
Okay.
So if he gets... oh, no. Never mind. That was not... That was the Japanese altar Little Ugin. Not Core Tapper. So forget the Blasting Zone plan. One combo the deck runs is Spine of Ishaw and Throne of Geth. You sack the Spine to the Throne of Geth for proliferate. Spine goes back to your hand. You just destroy all your opponent's permanents. So he's using the Adventurous Fair to probably go get the win con. Yeah.
This deck is just fucking atrocious, man.
I know.
It's like, come on, dude.
Yeah, it's KCI if KCI wasn't as consistent. So that means you had to sit through things just to let it do its thing.
It's a time thief.
When you
a time thief.
Even when I'm not playing, I'm still thieving time.
You're giving other people your time thieving decks. I like you playing Affinity because you're wasting people's time less.
2022, time for me to be a new you. All right.
I hate this deck. I'm just going to throw that out there. I hate it. I hate everything about this. Jesus Christ, this is stupid.
Well, this deck has never not 3-0'd.
Never not 3-0'd?
Correct. Every time it's been played, it's 3-0'd. Luckily, I've only ever played it on nights when you're not here.
All right.
When you guys have done the stream. Because I'm only going to play this when they're not going to have a stream. Because I don't want this on stream. Oh, Isaiah did forget that all his spells cost 2 less. What a novice.
Well, yeah, he's just watching Isaiah jerk off. Why would he be happy? I mean, he's going to get there, right? I mean, he's already kind of there.
Yeah, he's there. There's no way he doesn't stop here. Because he can still uptick the little Ugin to get a card off the top. Each spell he casts gets a potential 2 lands off the top with the Mystic Forge. All he has to do is not hit 3 lands in a row in a deck that plays 16.
Okay.
That Karn is worth 2 spells, so it's even less amount of triggers he has to do. Ron is dead.
I feel like we should just radio Ron and let him know, like, Ron, you're dead.
I mean, we can just put the player cam mic on. Just listen to Isaiah trigger everything.
Okay. Where is that at?
Somewhere in there. I have it muted.
I think he might have gotten rid of it.
Oh, yeah.
We had to delete all the mics and re-add them because none of the mics were working and we couldn't figure out why. And the only way to get them back was to remove all and re-add them. Yeah, we should get that back. How do you add one?
Add a mic?
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's something we should do between
Yeah,
rounds,
that's
because
fine.
this one's basically over.
Yeah. It would be cool to listen to him just blah, 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 and hear like Ron's sighs, because you know there's sighs right now.
2 more spells is it, and he just...
This seems like a good day for Ron to work on his Wordle, if he hasn't yet.
Yeah. When we go out there, I'm going to have to apologize to Ron.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ron. I'm sorry, viewers.
I'm sorry, viewers. And really, I think that I'm owed an apology because that was just really hard to watch. I guess I'm a viewer, so
I mean, I liked it, but that's because I built the deck. Of course, I'm gonna like it.
I liked it. Yeah.
This is degenerate stuff that I grew up playing.
No, Matt's back here with me tonight. Is that are you tuning in from Texas? First time, long time listener, first time chatter.
Oh yeah, we got Josh Schaefer in the house.
Yeah, right on. Hey, buddy, guess what I did, man? I'm in the process of. It's almost done. I'm building Living End to keep your legend alive, sir. So I'll be rocking it for you. All right, that's gonna do it for round 2. And if the rest, there's no way that this, everybody else has to be done, right?
Everyone better be done.
So,
if not, I don't know. We'll shame them.
So we'll be right back after these messages and some cool music. Okay, we're back for the 3rd and final round, and I'm sorry, folks. We're gonna have to watch this piece of shit deck that that Matt brought with him and gave to Isaiah. We're gonna have to watch it one more time. But John Brown has dropped from the 6 o'clock and will be joining us in the booth. So there will be 3 of us, at least 2 of us to talk shit about the deck. It's you. Oh, here is the thing right here the whole time, right? That's what we needed to listen to him.
So.
Yeah, okay, we fucked that up. You guys are good to go.
I have to reinstall the guest mic.
Is it not working?
No, you'll have to remove it and add it again.
No,
it worked, but it's fine.
okay.
Who to sit here?
Come on over, man. All right. Well, John's not joining us. That was totally lied to everybody. Yeah, we can discuss Living End instead. I'd like that. You like those Aetherflux combo decks, to be honest, man.
Hey, careful, Micah.
I just can't get on board with this.
That makes you a degenerate like me.
Yeah.
So no Tron, no Natty Tron for Isaiah here.
Oh.
That's okay.
Oh.
That's a backup plan.
Reese has a history of getting that qualification point. He doesn't have a history of showing up to the tournament, but he does have a history of qualifying for said tournament.
Now, y'all will have to help me with this domain deck. I've never actually played against it yet.
No, I'm playing blue because I want to win with mine.
You can imagine what's in there. If you really think
Dude, they printed Shardless Agent. I want to get the free 2/2.
So it's like the Niv Delight decks, but with just more aggro stuff.
And the black red Cascade card sucks. It's really bad. It's really why the Jund Living End deck was kind of like, nah. It's because you had to play that fucking card.
Demonic Dread, right?
Yeah, you have to have a creature in play. Like, that's so dumb.
How is that?
Vindicate?
Oh, yeah, that is even good artwork.
Wait. So
I'm gonna play the Sky Turtle.
Yeah,
have you
so
seen the Sky Turtle?
He vindicated a land and in response cracked the map to go get the same land.
If you haven't seen the Sky Turtle, check out the Sky Turtle. Yeah, it's so good.
Cornucopia, Surge Node, move a counter over to it. Another map. All right, so Isaiah's setting up. No big threat on the board. Threat incoming.
All of Reese's things cost 4 or 5. Vindicate. Well, that hits anything.
And again, Isaiah's getting punished for me not remembering to put my welding jars back in the sideboard for that dice deck. Oh, looks like you're live.
Oh,
It's just picking up on everything.
good. It needs to.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
it wasn't
curious.
picking up much of anything before.
Well, I changed the
Hopefully it
setting.
doesn't create too much feedback.
Yeah, I changed
Let
the
us know,
setting
guys.
and upped the gain and up the volume, so people will have to let us know what it sounds like. But a sound guy said this should be the sound.
Dude, I miss you so much. And like mostly in a heterosexual way, but like
Mostly?
borderline.
Borderline.
It's the hair, man.
I was about to make the same joke.
Great minds think alike.
Oh shit. Oh, Tide Hollow. That's good.
Yeah,
I like
rip
that
away
card.
a combo piece. I know he's got a
Yeah.
Crown of the Great Creator, Core
Oh,
Tapper.
well, this is a pretty
Oh yeah,
pretty tight hollow proof hand.
yeah. Take that card and beat in with a. Because what is Isaiah doesn't have any board, right? No.
No, but he is about to.
There's the
What?
sign of
Oh,
Draco.
yeah, that's the dragon.
Jurgen.
Grab the map, get a land. Oh, he can just play the Ugin now and blow up that dude whenever he wants to. Get it back.
Thanks for that compliment, Josh. I like to assume that most stores are garbage compared to Take Action. Which all the stores I've been to have seemed garbage to me compared to my store, but I guess I'm a little biased.
You would think that
Isaiah's
Houston
like
would
fucking
have
fast
like
forward right now.
you would think that Houston would have a good store somewhere.
You'd think.
Has Isaiah been upticking his life from the Adventures Fair, or has he been missing that too? I haven't noticed.
I haven't noticed either. I was getting my mic turned on. Oh,
We,
quick
we,
driver.
we need to get Isaiah on camera playing against that guy that played the Wilderness Reclamation deck, and the entire thing would look like
Yeah.
you know, it'd be like a Micro
For
Machines
sure.
commercial.
So anybody listening, can you tell us how the guest mic sounds? Does it sound awful? Is it echoey?
Yeah, how does John sound?
Yeah. No one has been getting the life. Awesome guys, pro players here.
Jesus, dude. Throwing his creatures on the floor?
Wow, was he like 10? He sounds like a 10-year-old.
Yeah, Josh, I know the Emo's Not Dead tour list was announced a little bit ago, and I thought about texting you to see if you wanted to go with me, but it was already all sold out, and I was sad.
No,
What-
oh my
what
god,
was sold out?
he's getting
Emo's
shot.
Not Dead tour, so it was a just a bunch of emo bands that me and him listened to. I don't think it's your guys' type of metal.
Has a bit of an echo, but does it? What's the volume sound like?
Yeah. Can you hear him better than you can hear me?
Eskimo Callboy. That's
What the fuck are these bands you guys listen
emo
to?
bands.
Yeah.
What else could be called Eskimo Callboy?
I just spent an arm and a leg for badass seats to go to Milwaukee in April. I'm going to see Opeth and Mastodon. And I am stoked. Huh? It's in Milwaukee.
But aren't they going to Cleveland?
Yes, they are going to Cleveland. I was going to go. That's originally what I wanted to do. Then I realized it was a month in, and I couldn't possibly take the time off work. So, Or actually, it wasn't even that. I had volunteered to work for my wife. I'm going to be bartending the night of the Cleveland show. First time ever.
Oh, where at?
It's for an event. There's you might be there. It's a some kind of a Star Wars thing. And
I'm there.
Okay,
I'm going in costume.
dude, come get a beer. It'll be
hell
me
yeah.
serving it to you.
Hell yeah.
Is that an Ugin there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little Ugin.
Oh yeah, there's a game going on. Volume is fine. Okay, hey, we fixed it. Except for it
The
does
echo.
have a little bit of a.
I'm pretty sure
hallway
I know
theme.
how to deal with that, and it would just involve me pulling that thing over here right now, because we did that before and it worked.
You want me to do it? You want me to go grab that thing and box you in?
I'll do it. I'm not having you do it.
Oh, I forgot he had Tron here, so he can just win if he wants to.
Just for the sake of science.
He might not want to. So he likes to play with his food. God, I hate this deck.
Because he's going to get Mystic Forge from the sideboard. All he has to do is not hit the right number of lands off the top of the deck, and he's just going to waste 5 minutes of our time.
All right.
Good job, Matt. Way to go.
Yeah, there's so many. Like, I'm so excited for live music. I was actually seeing next month. I came across it too late, but Sepultura plays in Joliet, Illinois next month. I would love to see that. Yeah,
Josh
no.
Schaefer saying I thought they banned KCI. Well, they did.
Yeah, they didn't like ban jerking off entirely though.
Okay, he's not going to go for the win. He's just
Okay,
going to go for the
well-
ensnaring bridge plan.
Yeah, this is weak. This is fucking weak.
He has all the mana to do whatever he wants.
I hope that this just gets like destroyed and he dies.
Because, I mean, we've already seen 2 Vindicates.
Yeah,
From his
Vindicate
side.
death would be awesome.
Okay, so is there echo now? Echo, echo, echo.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna create your own, there's
I don't know
obviously
if the
echo.
fake echo is clearly the fake echo. I have faith in the intelligence of all the people listening to the stream to be able to determine otherwise.
well, maybe now. We get rid of the one guy.
The one guy. Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Goodness.
So down tick on the Ren 6 to try to kill the core, Tepper in response, with the counters on the... Yeah. What is that?
Lightning Helix mopping up that Karn.
Which is important if he wants to tap artifacts. He doesn't, but
He
it
does.
would be
I
important.
mean, he wants to tap into attack.
Yeah, but he can do that already.
Yeah, indeed.
Well, why was there no attack there?
Bridge.
because of
Bridge.
bridge. That's right. Because he didn't draw the.
Because the great creator is fucking boring.
It's so boring. It is boring.
It is about the most boring card they printed next
Yes.
to Stoneforge.
He has Inventor's Fair.
Cornucovia's tapping for 7? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's its own Tron right now.
Yeah. And he hasn't won this game? What kind of world is this? What are we
Yeah,
doing?
well, he's not good. He's not good at playing this deck. Is what we found. Okay, well, it's over now, right? This card
Should
just
be.
doesn't hit the battlefield and then not
Mostly.
win. It's not a thing.
I mean, it's
that
not
happens.
over now.
He doesn't have
it's
the Paradox
5
engine for the
turns.
combo, but he's still going to get
I
so
don't.
much
Or
card
yeah,
advantage here.
Reese. Yeah, I guess he does still need quite a bit. He needs the Paradox engine to go off
The
completely.
paradox is, yeah. Without the paradox, that thing can miss.
With the Tron lands and with the reduced cost from the little Ugin.
If he has that one,
Yeah, this is exciting.
it's really not. And
riveting.
this is the second
Riveting.
time that.
My bad.
Yeah, it's, you know what? I let this happen. I let this happen. I let it happen twice.
Chalice of the Void.
Doesn't.
He's got enough 0 drops that he needs to win. So getting it off the top to keep going is not going to hurt him. Sure, his other 0 drops get countered, but he already has mana.
Doing it on 1.
Isaiah hasn't remembered the reduction on either. Yeah, it could be doing on 1 for free, right? Because of Ugin?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you know what the fucked up thing is, Micah? I actually told him between this round and the last, and he's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Apparently he forgot again. So I told him that you reminded him, and he still fucked up.
He did the reduced cost on
It's all
Mystic
because
Forge too.
it's all because I made, like, I complimented him in the last round. I said that, like, Isaiah's like the most technically sound player in the area is what I said.
Yeah.
And we've just seen like nonsense from him ever since. I should have fucking known better.
Yeah, should have known.
The thing is, Chalice of One's actually pretty detrimental to his deck. Like he can't get his maps now to help him shuffle.
Oh, right, yeah. On 1 is actually, yeah.
All right, now that's just the win condition there. Provided he doesn't get the right amount of lands off the top.
Now Reese said that he has lots of artifact destruction, and when I was looking at his sideboard, I didn't see a lot
I mean, it doesn't look like he has it here.
3 Wear Tear, a Vindicate.
in the sideboard.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got 4 pieces to bring in.
I didn't see the rest.
So, you know, it would
He's
look
got a
really,
worm core. Oh,
you
is
know
that
what
a
would look
worm
really
core?
good? The fucking Overload one that nobody plays. In these situations, like...
Yeah.
Vandal Blast?
Yeah, nobody plays Vandal
Yeah,
Blast.
Vandal
Yeah,
Blast.
No,
Vandal Blast is
Vandal
cool.
Blast.
Vandal Blast is cool. It'd be really good here.
It'd be fucking nuts.
Or even Shatterstorm would be neat.
Yeah. Nobody wants to play Shadowstorm because it's too much to
Well, the
cast
thing is, he
initially.
couldn't actually do Vandal Blast because he's got a Chalice on 1.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. So the Replicate one, I guess, would also be...
Yeah, but the problem is you can't play that in a 5-color deck.
In this one, it...
Why don't you just untap his lands?
I don't know.
Isn't it
Let's
all
ask him.
permanents for Paradox?
No, it's non-land
only-
permanents.
It's non-land permanents, huh?
Let's ask him.
I mean, he knows how the card works. He was just playing with.
Why
fine
did
last
your
match.
lands on tap? Yeah, that's what I thought, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's what you get for.
I didn't
hoarding
even.
your cards.
I'm not even paying attention. I'm just going off of what Matt said. Matt knows what's up.
I mean, it's kind of helpful when you only have to look.
This
half
is
the
like
screen.
little kid magic. Like, you know, we're like,
You mean Commander?
we're.
It is kind of, yeah. Well, no. Commander is the worst because Commander gives you a free card.
True.
Commander is the worst way to play Magic.
So does Modern
You
now.
heard it here, folks.
Modern gives you a free card too.
Yeah. That's in essence the problem with Modern. Because they're like, you know what, guys? Everybody wants to play Commander. Maybe if we put Commander in Modern, people will want to play that more.
Okay, so this is a second paradox. So it's actually a trigger, right? So you can stack it and tap.
Yeah, he can do whatever the fuck he
So,
wants now.
yeah, so
This is really just over.
he's got unlimited mana
It should be
basically
over.
now.
He gets 2 looks off the top of the deck with the
Although-
way the Paradox Engine trigger works. Like,
I suppose, like, it depends on when he finds the reservoir, though, right? Because, like, you have to have enough things to cast after playing the reservoir. So if, like, the reservoir's, like, his, like, last card, then...
but the other backup combo in the deck is Throne of Geth with Spine of the Shah. So he'll just sacrifice the spine
But
over and
that
over to replay,
doesn't-
replay.
That doesn't win. That just blows up
Well,
his shit.
it keeps him down to 0 permanents.
Oh,
all the
I know,
time,
I
and
get
you
that, but
can't
that's still
uptick
not-
to kill him.
That's not winning. That's just being an asshole.
Nothing about this is winning.
That's not actually killing
No.
your opponent. That's just making an uncomfortable situation that nobody wants to deal with.
I'm not gonna lie. This is like watching flies fuck.
Artifacts, man. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Naturally. Honestly, everybody, you know, there's always the question of what color is most powerful in the color pie. And Across the board, in most all formats, artifacts have always been pretty much the most powerful thing in the game.
So that's one spell. It'll fetch a second spell.
So, okay, I guess if he draws the reservoir... Oh, we already have it.
Yeah, he already has it.
Well, then, yeah, this is over. What are we doing?
Double bolt and response. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, just pick it up. It's okay. Yeah, we don't need to... There we go.
All right. So
Gee,
Isaiah's
right.
bringing in nothing here, so we don't have to bother about that.
All right, we'll look at his hand anyway, or his head. His head.
He's
We
gonna
can't.
block his hand.
We found we can't actually look at Isaiah's.
Hey,
hand.
how did... was I holding my hands properly for you to see?
Mhm.
Was it super
Yeah.
visually appropriate? Good. Good
There
stuff.
was a good amount of time where we could see your hand on just from like normal top-down view.
Yeah. I tried. Too bad I couldn't give a better performance. So,
Isaiah had like every time we try to look at the hand cam, all we see is his head.
yeah.
At one point, we could actually see his hand in the main cam,
But not.
but not. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, Micah, whenever you want to try this deck, you can gladly use it.
God, I'm not putting you on stream. This is a one-time deal. This is,
It's just like playing old KCI, but worse.
Yeah.
It fizzles a lot more.
So one thing that I, when I was on stream playing that I did wrong for sure also was I cut the Bertha Melites. I learned that on Moto last night, that's not a sideboard cut. Like, that's not a cut the deck makes when sideboarding. Like, that's basically certain visions for the deck, and it's not really what you want to cut for any kind of board cards. But I did it, and it obviously did not pan out well.
Oh, you cut. So you had Bertha Melites in your deck.
It's a 4 in the deck. But the game
What,
too.
what about the one that scries 2 and gains 2 and then becomes a 2/2 first strike?
It doesn't search for the planes, but it's also good. It's a good card. I like it. But no, that's what I'm saying is a mistake I made in that round against Mike was I sideboarded that out when you just don't do that. That's not what you do. I figured that from the 6 matches I played last night online or the other night.
So Reese is bringing in Cleansing Wildfire here.
Bolas' Citadel. Was it like a mono black control deck? Because I'm in.
I mean, I couldn't imagine it would have been anything else.
I have a Bolas' Citadel deck for Modern that runs the Storm Life Gain card.
Of course it does.
I mean, that's actually fair. That's not bad in the deck. Like, honestly,
It's
So-
another Storm deck like this.
My most experience with Bolas' Citadel is in Vintage Cube, and the best pairing, 100% the best pairing is Sensei's Divining Top. That is gross. That is really gross.
you can only play that in Commander, so.
No, Vintage Cube.
Well, in Vintage Cube, sure.
Oh, look at that. Schaefer even put a deck list in there. Look at him. Yeah, that's a Storm version of the deck.
So your deck is called Wub.
Wub. So it
You
plays.
should call it Wubba Dub Dub.
It plays chromatic stars and
The
chromatic
flavor.
spheres and such to try and keep the top of your deck empty of lands. It can reshape to sacrifice artifacts. To
Oh, so
get out
it's
the Lotus Bloom.
so it's like a bad tinker.
Well, I mean, because you're not
It's-
getting the Bolas'
It's the best tinker you can have, man.
Yeah.
For 2 blue and paying 0 for X and sacrificing an artifact, you go get Lotus Bloom.
Okay.
You just automatically get 2 6 mana so fast that way.
All right.
It's pretty much what Isaiah is doing here.
Oh, there's a thing we gotta take care of. No. Remember action. What are we doing?
So, for anybody that's been listening, has the echo been reduced on my mic? John's mic? If you can't recognize my voice. Curious.
Am I allowing the... What is this?
No, don't allow it.
This is what I was afraid of.
No. All right, I think they're actually looking at hands now, so that's progress.
Wubba Dub Dub by Dr. PP. Yeah, that's something, man.
That is.
Dr. PP. You know you're a middle school teacher if you laugh at Dr. PP jokes.
7th or 8th grade.
8th grade.
Oh.
It's the absolute best. I love teaching middle school. It's so much fun. All right, Surge Node from Isaiah. Triumph from Reese.
My wife loved it when I told her that the winner of the Invitational was a science teacher that won with robots.
Yeah.
I didn't know until now that basically all of the decks I have are some kind of weird artifact-based decks.
Yeah, that's very true.
Affinity, Restore Balance.
We all have. That's the beautiful thing about the game is that our personalities come out in what we play.
My personality is being a dick.
That's not being a dick. I mean, it's just what it is, man. Oh yeah, I think it's just a 2-drop if you have the right lands. Now let's see if a 4/4 flying 2-drop can win the game.
There's nothing Isaiah can do about it.
Well, he's off to a decent start here, so at least needs to get aggressive. Like, fucking aggressive here. There you go.
What is that?
Shardless Agent.
Ah, Shardless Agent. I didn't recognize the art. All right.
This is easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Urza Saga. Urza Saga.
Yeah. Whoop. Okay. There you go. Good job. Swing 4/4.
So that Maze Mind Tome is going to negate one swing of this dragon, but can't be long till now because there's going to be more stuff swinging,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, I would think so. Bloodbraid should be coming out next turn. I would hope that Bloodbraid would be the next turn play.
He was going to scry with that. He should have done that before his draw. Or has he not
Yeah.
done yet?
Yeah, it was pretty loose.
Lucy.
In his defense, he thought he was going to draw a better card than he did. So, you know. Isaiah.
Well, a bunch of Maze Mind Tomes not where his deck wants to be, but I guess it's going to gain him life and
Yeah,
stall.
I mean, it will help.
He could just die.
But
I mean,
we're gonna hope that happens.
I'm rooting for you, Isaiah. I'm the only one. Does that Vindicate?
Vindicate. Try to blow up the cornucopia here.
Yeah,
there you go.
absolutely.
Good job, Reese.
yeah. He's seen enough here.
Yeah.
And again, yeah, I screwed Isaiah over by forgetting to put my welding jars back in there from Affinity. He's supposed to have
indeed,
welding jars in the
indeed.
sideboard to bring in against this stuff.
I just realized I didn't start the clock.
Well, this is going fairly quickly. This is the last round.
You say that with a Storm deck.
You know. Well, at least he's playing against a pretty aggressive deck, so it should
Right.
smooth that out.
Turn 2, 4/4 flyer. Yeah, that's
Let's
aggressive.
give him 30
It's
minutes.
a real thing, yeah. I mean,
They can finish this in 30 minutes.
Yeah. I guess we can
Looks
go
looks
match
more
it up with
legit
Tommy,
when we have a
right?
clock.
right. We know.
Yeah, I'm not going to stop them if they go
Sometimes,
past 30 minutes. This is the
we
last one.
mostly know what we're doing here. We try, at least. You know. May or may not
Glad to
always
have
be
you.
there.
Glad to have you in the chat tonight, Josh.
For sure.
You should come visit every Friday. You can live vicariously through me and John,
Yeah,
and sometimes Matt.
sometimes, Matt.
Every once in a while, Jacob. He showed up once, twice,
Twice, yes.
As the Affinity player, it was nice to go back and listen to what Jacob said during that stream because he's played a lot of Affinity.
To be fair, and I mean this in like the highest regards, Jacob was terrible at Affinity.
Oh, really?
Like he was really bad at it, and you should like. I'm serious. Like, we went to a Grand Prix and we got paired together in round 2, which is kind of ridiculous when you get paired together with someone you know at a Grand Prix.
Yeah,
and
players.
And like he did like the attack, and I'm just like, how much? Because I'm not gonna do Affinity, you know, like how I am. And he's like, it's 7, and like the dude next to him is just like playing his deck, and it's just like, it's actually 9. Like, dude, just like not even like just happens to glance over and say it's actually 9, and Jacob's like, oh yeah, I forgot about this and this, and it's just like, Jesus Christ, dude, you suck at your deck.
The one thing that he said that I thought was interesting was Sanctum of Ugin.
Yeah,
it's an interesting thought.
I'm done recommending cards for you to play in Affinity, dude. You just do your thing. Like, it's silly. It's silly. Every time you're on here, it's like people just telling you what cards you should be playing instead of what you're already playing. And it's
I'm not saying you should be playing anything.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thought.
I thought about it, but with so much blue mana that the deck wants now,
yeah.
Like, you can only have so many lands that don't tap for.
Oh, we're in game 3. This happened.
So is that the
Territorial Kavu?
Yeah, that's right. Kavu.
So when this attacks you,
either exile a card from a graveyard or loot. Or just not loot, but discard draw.
So rummage.
Okay, so
the old rummage.
Make the construct.
You know, I tried Ambitious Farmhands in that deck, Josh, and I don't know. I might try a number of them again. I'm going to go home and play that on Moto tonight because I'm annoyed at what happened.
What's Ambitious Farmhand?
It's the one for Midnight Hunt. It searches for planes. My first list of that deck, I had 4, and it just... the mana felt awkward. Like, turn 3, I don't know how often I'll be doing that, but I'll try a split. I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'm going to play Sky Turtles and Waker of Waves because those cards are sweet.
Sky Turtles awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know how often you'll see me on stream again. Probably not. I think we'll just play on Moto. Oh, nope. Doesn't know what he's doing yet. And he passes. Nothing.
I'm surprised he didn't go for the map and just try and Karn token his way to victory.
I'm waiting for all this artifact destruction that I was promised from Reese.
Right.
I mean, doesn't the Kavu destroy?
No. It's Graveyard Hate and Rummage.
Yeah.
Which he could rummage. Try to get a thing.
He should have the mana. I mean, you can click over to see so we can see what's in his hand here.
Yeah, I was kind of seeing it already. He does have artifact. Hey, he's got
Prismari Command.
Prismari Command.
Card's dope.
It is good. It's a very good card. I think he's going to Prismari here. Rummage some of these lands away.
There's a Vindicate in his hand too.
So what do you hit here? Do you hit the thing with the 6 counters on it? Because I think you hit the thing with the 6 counters on it.
The Surge Node? I mean...
Because it basically kills one of his mana sources, right?
Well,
it doesn't because he moves 1.
Yeah. So
it actually kills more mana over time if he does that.
Generating,
it does.
I think that's not bad because if you don't, the Cornucopia and the Chalice are getting counters consistently.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
He kills the worst option. That's actually the worst option on the board.
It is.
Where the counters are going, at least.
The Everflowing Chalice is better than the Cornucopia because Isaiah's deck runs Eldrazi Monument.
And it's the farthest behind right now. It had 0 counter. It was doing absolutely nothing
as
is.
Few thingies. You should have hit the one that had the counter on it.
I think the surge node was the right call.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I get how you would miss that, but
He has other
Yeah, now
destruction in his
now
hand.
he's
He has
generating-
the Vindicate. Okay, now he's just screwed.
Yeah.
Because even if he gets rid of one other chalice, he has the other there as backup.
Now you're right, Dustin. The surge node would have been the play because just now he's getting.
yeah,
so much
Isaiah would
more
be
mana off
choked.
of this.
Would be just choked on mana right now.
Yep. You are correct, sir.
Now what Isaiah should do is leave this construct back.
Yeah, I think he's going to.
Yeah,
I don't
he
think
will.
He's gonna. He has no. He's not pressured to attack. I mean, that's not what the deck does. So, it's a great blocker against this Kavu dude.
Bloodbraid in hand.
I mean, I don't think he has anything
Of course.
else in hand.
He's got
Thought he had a
the
Vindicate.
he's got the
I feel like
tribal flames. I saw
Tribal Flame doesn't do anything.
deals 5
It
damage.
does 5 damage, but
He does have a vindicate.
that's what's awkward now is that he's gonna have to vindicate this token.
What are you looking at, sir?
Both great cards for LE for sure. What?
The turtle and then the
Oh.
Oh
Living
yeah,
End.
yeah, yeah.
For a moment, I thought he was saying great cards for engineered explosives. That
Oh.
would end Isaiah right now.
I work in I work in orthopedics, and so mine went to lower extremity. So
I'm surprised that Reese's deck doesn't play some amount of engineered explosives in the sideboard, with it able to
I mean,
generate
you
as much
would.
mana as it wants.
Yeah, you'd think, that's not a bad thought.
that seems like a good card.
seems fine. Yeah, it's been a good card for the last 2 years of Modern. It's been a pretty fucking good card.
EE on 0 would be dope right now.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that would be huge.
So he's at a temporary 5 mana with the treasure.
Was he? I think he should do the sure thing here. Yeah.
Vindicate.
Oh, this is what you should have done last turn. It's too
A little
late.
late.
Yeah. Yeah, that is. It was much too late.
At least it shrinks the.
He learned his
card
lesson.
slot.
That is what that
There
shows.
you go. There you
He
go.
did learn his lesson. Okay.
1 for 1 and across the board. Not terrible though, especially with that rummaging.
Yeah. Puts Isaiah down to 2 swings.
Is this thing a 5/5 now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Isaiah's dead if he doesn't win this turn because he has. Oh no, he just got rid of his tribal
Yeah.
flames.
Yeah.
He does have a.
When does Maze Mind gain you 4 life? Is it 3rd or 4th?
After the 4th.
4th. Okay.
I think Reese does have a blood braid though, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
There's a
Isaiah's
chance.
potentially not
Dead
long
next
for this
turn.
world.
You can just bolt. He blood braids into a bolt, much less the. Okay.
Well, now it seems overish.
Yeah.
He has to have. He still doesn't have the card
Yeah,
advantage,
he's got no card advantage. That's the problem.
but he can at least gain life if he wants to.
Yeah, that speeds up the clock for gaining life, which is huge.
It's drawing.
Oh, he could also just spend an amount of time to put another counter in that blast zone and then
I think he
kill
drew
the
into a
cavern.
land there. He drew into Urza's power plant.
So I feel like his plan might need to be gain the life, get the counter on blast zone so he can mop up the Kavu because that's what's actually killing him right now.
All right, we're gonna spin this wheel.
Oh. Well, never mind about the blast zone.
Yeah.
Does he name Blast Zone here though?
I mean, it's relevant to his board.
Yeah, that's like the worst hit. I feel.
It is a pretty
Yeah.
bad hit in this situation, but I don't know any name. I would think that naming Blast Zone would make sense because, yeah, I mean, Isaiah's he's pretty toast to the blood.
Oh man, I really hate having to pass it back in this situation. There's Isaiah's head. Oh.
So he's got
power.
Couldn't tell he was really cycling them.
Yeah. He has no regard for coverage. 3
so
lands.
Yeah.
Oof. So with that, he's toast.
Yeah, he's dead. He's very dead.
There's nothing.
That's unlucky.
And Reese is going to qualify
I
for a
think
second time.
with as much as we've been razzing him about it, he will show up this time.
I just started razzing him about it. I mean,
He's gonna have the
We've
second
razzed
time.
him about it a little bit before.
yeah.
I mean, he didn't just start. There's been mention.
I wasn't like the weird thing is I do think Isaiah Morales kind of like fluff like Isaiah Morales like I've got his number, I can reach out to him, like sure, and he's like yeah, Isaiah messaged me like, and it was like hey, you're not here, and he's like oh yeah, is that today? He's like yeah, we're in round 3, and it's just like
Oh, well then, yeah.
like dude,
In that situation, that is,
would you wait 2 rounds
Yeah.
before reaching out to him? Come on, man.
that is what that is, for sure.
Well, congrats to Reese
Yeah.
getting his qualifying point.
For sure.
He joins you.
Yeah.
Joins you on the leaderboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.